Before you jump into a JavaScript framework like React.js, I would highly recommend that you get yourself familiar with template literals. Hi, my name is Norbert BM, and in this JavaScript tutorial, you are going to learn about template literals, aka template strings. But before we get into the tutorial, please click the like button if you like JavaScript, and also shout out JavaScript template literals in the comment section below. Okay, without any further ado, let's jump into this tutorial. So template literals, aka template strings, are literals delimited with backticks, allowing embedded expressions called substitutions. So I just have here a simple HTML tag with the title and the script. So let's jump into JavaScript. On the right side, I have the browser opened and the console. First things first, let's take a look at regular strings, a more common way of defining things. So let's start off by creating a couple of variables. Let's say const greeting. I'm going to assign this to the string of hello. Then I'm going to create another const. Let's call this one user. Let's give this the name of Norbert. You can give it your own name, of course. And let's also do a const called, let's have a number here called age. I'm going to assign this 35. Now, if I would console log our variables up there, let's say greeting, then I would get hello down here in the console. If I would like to add to hello the user, then I would need to concatenate. So plus user. The problem with this is that I would get no space between hello and user. Oops, I just dragged it to the side. So the solution would be to add after the plus sign a string with a space in there and another plus sign. Okay, so we got ourselves hello space Norbert. But using template literals, this could be achieved much more easier. So let me just copy this console log. Now using, as I said, in order to use template literals, we need to wrap everything into backticks. Now the expression reads like a string. Everything that is in here is a string. Now template literals can contain placeholders. These are indicated by the $sign and curly braces. So in order to transform this from a string into a usable variable, we would need to wrap it into curly braces and add the $sign in front of it. Now we got our hello. Next up, we need our user. So let's wrap this one also into curly brackets and add a $sign. So we got hello plus Norbert. But you can see we don't need this. The space is automatically added. I can add even more spaces. Actually, I can only add one. And we no longer need the plus sign and the empty string sign. So let's start using this in a function. Let's create here a function. Let's call it greet user. Okay, and I'm also going to just initialize this function down here. Within our function, let's return a console log dot log. And within our console log, again, I'm going to return our template literal here. Okay, so we got exactly the same thing. But we can actually also use functions within template literals. So I'm going to go up above my function greet user, and I'm going to create another function. Let's call this just greet. So let's create a function out of this, and let's say that this function is going to return template literals of $sign backticks, greeting, and $sign user. So I could now use this instead of having this. Again, I get the same result. Now to demonstrate this, let's also add here the age. So remaining between our backticks, we can add here a string of your age is, and let's now add our age variable. Again, curly brackets, $sign, and age. Okay, we can now see how we can use template literals. How about manipulating the DOM with it? So let's go down here. Let's grab onto this h1 tag. If we take a look in our HTML file, we have one h1 tag which says template literals. So let's go ahead. Let's say const title is equal to document, and I'm going to use query selector. And let's select our h1 within here. Now let's go ahead and use this in a function, and let's say greet user in title. Let's call this function greet user in title. And I'm also going to open and close and initialize this down here. Within this function, we're going to return the title, and now we're going to grab onto this inner HTML, and let's say we want to add on to it, so plus equal Now backticks, in order to use template literals, we're going to add to this a div, and within this div, let's use our greet function. So let's say $, curly brackets, that's not the $, this is the $, and the greet function. Okay, so I just added to template literals, hello Norbert. We can, right after this, use even a span tag. So let's create here a span tag, open and close, span and span. And let's say let's use our age variable, age and years old. Okay, I could even transform this div, let's say, into an h2 and add a bit of styling to it. Let's say it's h2 and style is equal to, say, color and red. Okay, and our h2, I didn't close up here, h2, there we go. Now you see how useful template literals are. And of course, we could also use this in React. Now let's take a look how this would look in React. We have here a basic app application for React. We would have our variables. Actually, I would use props, and with the help of props, I would pass them through the function and pass them down here. But let's just say we have our free constant again, our free variables, greeting, user, and age. We would have a greet user function. We would just return a template string of the greeting and the user. And here in the paragraph tag, we could use the variables, use them exactly as they are. But down here, I could use the function and then use the age variable. Okay, so I hope you understand template strings, and I hope this video helped you. And if it did that, please like this video. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then please consider doing so. We're posting new content on a regular basis. And don't forget to click that notification bell in order to get notified, and click notify all in order to get notified whenever we post new videos. So with this being said, thank you very much for watching, and catch you on the flip side. Bye bye.